Forgiveness. It's one of those things we hear so often, yet few of us really understand its true depth. We're taught to forgive. It's the right thing to do, or we're told it'll set us free. In my life, I found that real forgiveness is about something far greater. It's about reclaiming your agency, your peace, and your purpose. You see, I remember a time in my life when I was so deep in pain, so consumed by anger and disappointment that I didn't even know what peace felt like. I thought forgiveness meant forgetting, or somehow dismissing the harm. But as I began to sit with myself, truly sit, I realized that forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It's not about letting someone off the hook for their actions. It's about freeing yourself. I've come to the understanding that forgiveness is the process of shedding the weight that trauma and hurt place on your soul. It's liberating yourself from the blood, figuratively speaking, that holds you back. And if you really want to grow, if you want to live a life that's true to your spirit, you can keep holding on to things that are trying to kill your joy, or you can let them go. Let's talk about how forgiveness helps us break free. Forgiveness is freedom. But it's not a one-time thing. It's a daily practice. It's about looking at the past and choosing not to let it control your present. For years, I didn't realize that by holding on to old wounds from people who didn't deserve space in my life anymore, I was giving them power over my future. Forgiveness is about taking your power back. Think about it. When you're angry, when you're bitter, when you're hurt, the pain consumes you. It clouds your judgment. It keeps you stuck in the same toxic pattern, stuck in your history, stuck in the cycle that keeps you from growing. But when you forgive, you're saying, I refuse to let this control me anymore. You're choosing peace over pain. That is freedom. The weight of unresolved trauma. Trauma is a sneaky thing. It doesn't just affect your mind, it lingers in your body, in your hearts, in the spaces between our breath. For so long, I carried trauma that wasn't even my own. It was passed down generation to generation, pain from systems of oppression, from my own personal heartbreak, from betrayals, disappointments, and failures. We often carry these burdens without realizing it. And those weights, whether we acknowledge them or not, can keep us from seeing the world clearly. They cloud our judgment and limit our capacity to trust ourselves or others. When I held on to that trauma, I allowed it to define my story, and eventually I realized it was my choice to rewrite it. And you know what I discovered? The process of forgiving wasn't just about forgiving others. It was about forgiving myself for holding on for so long. It was about forgiving myself for not realizing sooner that I had the power to break the cycle. Letting go of trauma isn't easy. It's necessary for healing. Forgiving the past to free the future. There's something revolutionary about forgiveness. It allows us to cut ties with the past and open our arms to the future. When you forgive, you let go of the narrative that has been handed to you. One filled with hurt, anger, and resentment. Instead, you choose to rewrite the story. For me, forgiveness meant walking away from spaces that no longer served me, letting go of toxic relationships, of a job that kept me small, of people whose actions and words didn't align with my values. It's not easy. It's a process of releasing what no longer serves your highest self. But here's the beauty in forgiveness. It's an act of self-love. You're telling yourself that you deserve peace, that you deserve to grow, and that your future is not dictated by the ghost of the past. That is where true freedom lies. The moment you forgive is the moment you start to step into the life you deserve. Healing in the face of betrayal. Betrayal is one of the hardest things to heal from, and it's also one of the most difficult things to forgive. We trust people, family, friends, organizations, even institutions, and when the trust is broken, it cuts deep. It's painful. It's personal. It makes us question everything we thought we knew. But betrayal doesn't define you. The choice to forgive, to rise above it does. Forgiveness doesn't mean that you forget the betrayal. It means that you stop letting it hold power over you. I had to learn that. There are times when I felt betrayed, when I felt that the people I trusted had let me down. But when I forgave them, I wasn't excusing their actions. I was releasing myself from the grip of that pain. I had to forgive to grow. Forgiving betrayal, especially within a system or organization that claims to support you, was one of the most difficult things I ever had to do. But it was also the most agency building. And it taught me that no one, not even a betrayal, can take my peace unless I allowed it. Forgiveness is a process, not a destination. It's a journey. And like all journeys, there are days when the road feels smooth and others when it feels like you're stuck in the mud. I've had days when I thought I had fully forgiven, and only to find out that the anger or hurt resurfaces. You see, that's normal. What's important is that we keep moving forward, even on the tough days, even when it feels impossible. The practice of forgiveness is about choosing to let go time and time again. It's not about perfection. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. And as you continue to forgive, whether it's yourself, others, or systems that have harmed you, you'll find that you create more spaces for love, joy, and growth. Forgiveness doesn't erase the past, but it frees you from it. And that freedom is everything. Forgiveness is liberating. It's a practice, a commitment, a choice. But it's also an act of love. Love for yourself, love for your growth, and love for your future. So I invite you to reflect on the places where you're holding on to pain, where you're letting past hurts control your present. What is it that you can forgive today and start freeing yourself for the life you're meant to live? What burden can you put down to move forward? You see, the power of forgiveness is not what it does for others, but in what it does for you. Choose peace, choose freedom, and most importantly, choose yourself.